Hi guys, how you doing? Hope you're keeping well. This is my boy Eden. He's finally with me now for 3 weeks, which I can't wait to have him here. And we're going to cut his hair today. As we said in the video, whether you're cutting your son's or your partner's hair, I'm going to show you some techniques on how to do it, and also some little tips on how to cut off some from the top. So, how much are we going to cut off the top, Eden? Tons?
No, not tons.
You sure?
I'm sure.
We can just shave it off?
No.
Oh, alright, okay. Okay, so, you've got your clippers, pop your braid on, and push the bar down to the bottom, which keeps it onto the longer setting. And what we're going to do is just scoop outwards, like that. Just carve in the hair, back towards yourself, creating that C-shape motion. Now starting on a grade 4 here, and that enables me to see how much is coming up on the sides. Now Eden doesn't want too much off, so I don't want to go with a shorter grade there, because that means I'm going to have to definitely take more off here. And if I take a lot off on that side bit, which means then it can't to a point, I'll have to take the top down really short, which Eden won't be too happy, would you?
No.
No, you won't be too happy, would you? So if you've got hair that grows mostly forward, then you might need to just come back a little bit just to pick it up. Doesn't mean you pull the clippers through the hair, just put it back in a slight backwards direction. Go to the other side. Don't just keep working all the way around the head. It might end up starting here and then end up at the top or too low. So around here, what I'm looking for is basically around where the recession would be, which is the receding hairline. And I'm just taking the clippers up to that point and carving it up. The last thing I ever want to do is follow these clippers straight up the head and go around like that, because that's when you're going to have this hair all pinched on the top. Okay, so it's very important when you come around the sides not to come up close to that crown. So you want to keep that shape lower through there. So when you get the ridge of the head, that's the sort of the most bit where it sticks out. You kind of come to that and come off from there. And then this is where a lot of people go, oh, I'll follow that round, and that's where you get a really bad flat top of the head. So now I'm going to switch it back down to a 3. Again on the long, keeping it on the long setting. There we are. So we're just going to do that. And I'm just coming up. I'm not going all the way up as far as I did with the grade 4. I'm going to push that ear down. Just catching the hair. That's it, and our hair. If it's okay. There you go. And then you see where I carve that out. It means I can't take that grade 4 any shorter, but I just want to try and connect the two. Go back on yourself. You can't do this enough. Going back on yourself, just going over the same area. As long as you don't get encouraged to go up into that grade 4, well, not completely anyway. And then we're going to take it to a grade 2, which is not that one, this one. Click that on. And then I'm just going to go back to this side. Again, keep it on the longer setting. Now, even what we've got here is what we call the duck's bottom. Comes into the centre, actually comes slightly off to the left, which is exactly what mine does. So the hair will grow in like this. So if I'm going up, it's not really catching the hair, so sometimes I'll go off at an angle just to pick up those hairs, so I'm going against the natural hair growth, just to pick those up. And that's the sort of challenges you have to overcome how hair grows. You've just got to go against it. So as that hair's growing up, I've even taken the clippers down, I'll do that side in a minute, just to pick up those hairs. And then just coming in, really just trying to capture that sideburn area. And again, I'm not following the head shape, I'm just pulling it away from the head. And I'm going to push this bar to make it on the shorter setting and just see what it looks like as I'm going. So I definitely know I want to be shorter there. If it's taken off a lot of hair, then I may just bring that bar up a bit more halfway, or you can start halfway if you want to be a little bit safer. We're going to go down to a grade 1. Well, actually, I've got a 1.5, so hopefully you've got 1.5. If not, then definitely put it on the longer setting. And then just come into the back. There's a little bit on the left side here, not really much on the right side. So I'm just going to try and pick up those little hairs. Then you've got your comb. Use the wider tooth comb if you want. If you need to later on, we can use the smaller tooth, but it's all about the wider tooth. I dropped these the other day, so they're sounding a bit funny. Right. So I'm just going to come in with the wider tooth comb, let that go into the hairline, and again, not going up too much, not being too vicious with it, just running back and forth, just to soften off that hairline. And that's the way you don't want that hard line. You know, that's just sort of normal barbershop, taking the strong lines all the way around there. And then really, you want to kind of just soften off that line through there. And try and not put the clippers in like this, the back end, because that's what's really going to create the lines through the hair. Always try and use, again, just carving it out, even if you're taking off the neck hair along, just really do that. Now Eden's hair is actually easier not to create that line because it's growing away. Now if the hair's growing straight down to the hairline, when you're doing this, you're still going to easily find yourself creating a line. That's when you're going to need your comb, go in there and just run it, it just picks the hair up. Especially if you're trying to pick tiny little hairs up, you want to use the smaller end of the comb. If I go in there, it's going to be taking grade 1 and taking the whole thing a lot shorter. And then I can come in, just pick the hair up, and again like a C shape, like you are with the clippers, just pick that hair up, tilt the tip of the comb back towards yourself, and then that will allow you to take some hair off the very hairline but not going in to the internal shape. Okay, so now we've cut the sides. Now we're going to look at trying connecting in some of these areas here. Now if you saw on the Facebook post, there was a pair of cheap scissors and thinning scissors. Disclaimer, don't know how good they're going to be, so, you know, don't blame me if they're rubbish. But they should limp you through a few little haircuts. I'm going to just take a section, not too much. So what you're leaving is the hair that you've cut and the hair that hasn't been cut, which is now creating a nice little wedgy overhang like that. And keeping it reasonably simple, you want to kind of just, don't worry about making it perfect and taking it right down from there. You just want to take off some. Less is more, always less is more. Aim to take off about 0.5 centimetre, unless you can really see where you clip it. If you clip it, if you can see a hard line and then a real overhang, that probably means you've just been in a bit too heavy with the clipper. If you've carved it out, what it will look like is, unless the hair is really long on top, is not much of a difference. So all I'm aiming to do here is take off this little corner there. I don't know if you can see that in the camera, but just a tiny, tiny amount. You can just bring the hair another section, about another inch down, and connect that bit in as well, which again, it should be a centimetre, if not less. And I'm going to pull against that, and again, just stopping it from building out too much. Right, now trying to work with the natural fall or growth of the hair. So your crown, obviously you've got a bit of a swell, so don't try and fight against it, just find out where it wants to sit. Sometimes you'll find some people's crowns won't sit anywhere, but just do the best you can. Right, again, I'm going to pull that out. If I allow my fingers to lay on the head, I'm going to end up with a flat crown. So just like the sides, the more I pull my fingers back on myself, the more we'll get a nice crown shape. Let's have a look. I think normally I'd start here in the center, but for this video, I'm going to start further back. Just keep things simple, and then we can just do it in one motion. So starting just above the crown. Now you will take off more in the center, that's why I normally start there. So we're just going to take a very small amount. Now you see the higher curvature of the head, both sides, where the head curves up to there, and before it really comes over around to the top, you can just see hair that's cut. So that's normally your guide. But if you can't see it, don't worry, just take less off. And again, you see how I'm coming in, I'm not coming straight down, I'm not cutting it straight across, I'm coming in at an angle like that. And most people will probably find this a bit harder to do. You'll probably be doing this. Either way, obviously it's going to get the same result. And now the head will curve down, so as you're pulling it to the same point, the hair will actually get longer for the fringe. If you're worried about cutting the fringe too short, then just before you get to it, about an inch or so, really start thinking about just pulling the hair back to save that length so you don't cut too much off, or just put it up higher and just cut less off. But if I stand behind him, pick it up, and then instead of putting it straight up, I'm going to put it straight out. Now I find it easier because I can push my fingers on his forehead and pull the hair forward. If you find that too difficult to do, again I would just do 45 degree angle, just point cutting into it, and that will just soften that off. If not, if you find that too hard, then just stand in front, put it towards yourself, like that, and then again 45 degree angle, just cutting those little corners off. Now, it's a very visual thing, fringes, so you really want to then comb it down, have a look, and sometimes you might find that it comes up higher in the middle because of that, and then you've got these longer bits on the side or baggy bits. So if you do, now imagine the head 90 degrees here, 45 degree angle above the eye in the corner. You just want to just pull that bit over, and again, less is more, just nip off that corner and allow it to flow to that side. If you find this is too long on this side and it gets a bit baggy, again, just pick that very longest part and just nip it off. Less is more. You'll be surprised at the difference just a little snip will make. There we go. Now, most guys find this area quite frustrating because the hair is coming over, the hair is coming down, and this is kind of a meeting point of weight that gathers here. So now, anyone else, if that's done, you're done. But anyone else that really bothers them, then you can attempt just to take the hair. You can just create a little triangle shape like this, and you can pick that little triangle shape up and concentrate on that. I just go with the whole thing up, but you can be a little bit more precise about it. Now, if I pick that up, there's the hair from the head is at the bottom of my fingers, which is lower, and the hair from the top of the head is lower, and then you've got this little round bit at the top here, which mounds up. And you can just aim, literally, just to point cut that round bit off. So I'm not taking the hair from the fringe length any shorter, I'm not taking the hair from the top of the head any shorter, but that little bit of weight that gathers in that area there, I'm just taking that off. And you can go into it a little bit more and you can visually look at it, but that's a way just to take that little bit of bulk and weight out of there. From a hairdressing point of view, I would never leave the hair with just a clipper cut. You know, I mean, I think every tool is fine, it's just how you use it. But now I'd go in with the scissors and comb. But for a lockdown haircut, that is pretty good. And if you want to, so I'm not going to use the scissors because it wouldn't be fair on all you guys if I started using scissor over and comb, because you won't be able to do that. So what I will do is these trusty thinning scissors. Some hairdressers love them,
trusty.
some hairdressers hate them. Now again, I don't think any tool's wrong as long as you use it the right way.
Very trusty.
Very trusty. You just go in there, in any little areas where they look a little bit chunky, where the clippers look like they could have blended the hair a little bit better. The thing with a scissor cut compared to a clipper cut is that clippers don't grow out very nicely. Scissor cut grows out a lot better. And again, I use clippers sometimes and then go back over with thinnings with a normal scissor over comb, and then thinning scissors if the hair was really bulky or chunky, or but mostly just a normal scissor and comb will do the better job. Right, I go get some hair product and pop a little bit of hair product on there. No little hairs down there. Very good. And there you are, there you have it. So any more advice you need, now this looks like it's a bit long video, so I'll cut this down a little bit, I'll edit it. But yeah, if you need any more tips or any bits that haven't been covered, or bits you're struggling with, or you've panicked, you've done something that doesn't look great, and you're too scared to go in further with it, then just contact me directly, put some comments in below, DM me your number, and we'll get onto it and we'll get it sorted out. All right, hope that helped, guys, and see you soon.
And have fun in quarantine.